We are going to cover the PowerPoint presentation which introduces Module 3. So you can find this PowerPoint presentation at your Blackboard shell. So let's go ahead. Right now I'm at the announcement for November 8th for today. So let's go ahead and click to the Module 3 tab. So this is going to take us to our Module 3 Folders tab. We'll go to Watch, and we're going to scroll on till we see this PowerPoints for Module 3. This folder is going to store all the PowerPoints I create as we go along. So open that up and you see two PowerPoints. So let's go ahead and do the introduction. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, and you will have plenty of time to go over this at your own leisure. So let's go ahead and get this up, and I'm going to put it in slideshow from beginning. All right, social issue research position paper. So let's quickly go over this. So here's all the basic information from your assignment sheet. And the couple of things that I want to point out quickly is that the length is 4 to 5 pages, not counting the works cited page. So this is your longest paper yet, but you're going to divide it into sections, and we'll be working on this in sections, so it's not going to be as bad as it sounds. And the other thing I want to point out is the due date. So it's due Friday, December 3rd. So we've got right about 4 weeks to do this. So you've got to do 5 sources for this paper. You have 5 required sources, and they're very particular. You can't go to Google, you have to use the library's database to get these sources. You need a reference source using the Credo database. You're going to use this in your introduction. You need a recent online news article, recent being within the past 2 years, a report of a current event, not an opinion piece. So this is going to be used as your reference in your statement of the problem section. You need 2 viewpoint position articles. These are going to come from the databases like Opposing Viewpoints, New York Times, Issues and Controversy. You need at least 1 article for each of the 2 positions for your topic. You will need an article for your conclusion. We call it a wild card because it's kind of your choice. So it's whatever best supports your conclusion, which is your position on the issue. And then finally, you are going to have a section of your paper in which you offer solutions or recommendations. And for this, you need 1 peer-reviewed scholarly journal article. You can use more than 1, but you need at least 1. All right. So I'm going to skip over this section. I just want to point out again that you need to work on getting your second person out of your academic writing. And you're allowed to use first person very sparingly in the hook and the conclusion. All right, so your prompt. You are going to introduce your essay to me, and that topic is going to be a social, political, cultural hot topic. It's something that is relevant today. You need to identify and explain the problem. You're going to explore multiple credible perspectives. These are all your sources you're going to use. You will take a position in your conclusion and propose a solution. So you're going to divide your essay into 3 sections in a works cited page. First section is the hook, the introduction, and the thesis statement. So this is all your introductory material. You're going to capture my attention in the hook. You're going to teach me about your problem, your issue, and your introduction. And then you're going to tell me what position you take and hint at your possible solution in your thesis statement. Section 2 explains the 2 positions or opinions on this issue. So there might be more than 2, but you need to explain at least 2 of the viewpoints on this issue. In each of these positions, you're going to explain in a summary of that position, and then you're going to analyze it by telling me about your article. Each position needs at least one article to back it up. Section 3 has your conclusion, which is your position, and then the final portion is your proposed solution or recommendation. Here's where you use your scholarly, peer-reviewed journal article. Then, of course, your works cited page. You're going to use headings between your sections. This is going to show your reader as you're transitioning from one section to the next. So I'll go over this really quickly. A social position paper presents an arguable or a debatable issue, and you will take an opinion on that issue. The goal is to convince the audience that your opinion is the valid one and worth listening to. And you do this by having a solid argument and by using sources to back you up. It's also important that you show the opposing viewpoints of the issue. So you're going to address all the sides of the issue. You need, again, to use evidence. That's why you use research. So you got to find a topic that works for you. You got to make sure that it's real. Does it really have controversy and uncertainty? Can you identify two positions? Are you interested in it? And is it narrow enough? And that's very important in a small 5-page paper. So I'm going to skip over this. You can ask yourself these questions about whether it's interesting. We need to get through this. You want to ask yourself about the audience, just like you did in your second paper when you were thinking about who was viewing that advertisement. In this third paper, you want to ask yourself, who's reading your paper? Who's your audience? What do they believe? And then why do research? The research backs up your argument, and it shows that you're a credible narrator, that you are, you've done your research, you know what you're talking about, and that's why I should believe your opinion. So supporting evidence is factual knowledge, it's statistics, it's an informed opinion. The key word is expert and knowledgeable. That's why you don't just go to Google and just kind of Google your topic, because you get all kind of stuff on Google. You're going to use our library's database and get actual peer-reviewed scholarly articles. So this is an argument. An argument is logic. It's based on logic. So you're making a claim, your opinion, that's your thesis statement. You're backing it up with evidence, and then you're going to discuss the evidence you present and offer up a solution. Again, you will use research in the essay. So the first step is to locate and read credible sources. The other PowerPoint I have listed, I'm going to just show you briefly. It's your topic ideas PowerPoint. So if I click on that PowerPoint and I open it up, what you're going to find is that you've got all kinds of options for this particular essay. I've got listed the top 12 social issues for 2021, which covers things like the COVID global pandemic, green energy, remote education, travel restrictions. So there's plenty of brand new current topics. I also have about 4 or 5 pages where I divvy them up according to general topics. So social justice issues, discrimination and prejudice issues, illiteracy issues, violence, overconsumption issues, social issues around kids and teens, social welfare and community issues, and cultural property issues. So if you keep on you scroll through that PowerPoint, you're bound to come up with a topic that is interesting to you. So that, again, is under your PowerPoints for Module 3, which is under your Watch tab. All right, so I will be back on Wednesday with another video to talk about using the library databases.